Corsage will be next. Super Noir, Lotus King. Super Noir went up. Homer Fidget. King's Fort. And then Lotus King still hangs back. Super Noir ready. Lotus King, King's Fort, and they sent on their way. At the Opera was out nicely, so too was King's Fort against the inside. Corsage, Homer Fidget very handy. Bhakka's just off in the purple headgear. Then comes Imperious Duke, who races one off the rail, the blue and white. They race in tight quarters, no real speed on. Super Noir's towards the back of the field with Lotus King out at the end past the 1600, and Corsage won the battle for the lead. Bhakka at the outside a second, just ahead of At the Opera. Then comes Homer Fidget, the black sleeves and cap, kept company by King's Fort. Imperious Duke is in the blue and white, a bit more stretched out as they get to the back straight. Super Noir's in the red sleeves and cap, racing second to last with Lotus King at the end of the field. They go to the 1200 metres mark with Corsage in front by 2. At the Opera, racing away in second. Then comes Bhakka, who's in third, the yellow body with the purple stars. Just over a length away, King's Fort and Homer Fidget. Not much between those two. They fourth and fifth respectively. Super Noir next best. Imperious Duke continues to race in the second half of the field, and Lotus King has always been at the rear. Corsage tows them along towards the corner of the track. She's in front by 1 length. Bhakka improved into second. Then comes At the Opera, back in third. Fourth place, Homer Fidget, only 3 lengths from the leader. King's Fort is off the bit. Then comes Imperious Duke in the blue and white at the outside of Super Noir, and that leaves Lotus King patiently ridden at the end of the field. They're about to be homeward bound, and Corsage tackled early by Bhakka. Then comes Homer Fidget directly behind Bhakka. At the Opera's always been right there in the blue and pink colours, only about 2 lengths from the leader. Then comes King's Fort, Imperious Duke in the open towards the outside. Lotus King made a rails run. Super Noir dropped to the back of the field. Bhakka, Homer Fidget. Then comes towards the far side Corsage and Lotus King trying to have a crack, but it's Bhakka in the lead by 1 length. Homer Fidget, Lotus King team up in second. Bhakka going for all he's worth over Homer Fidget. It's going to be Bhakka who beat Homer Fidget. Third goes to Lotus King, then came Imperious Duke. So Bhakka, named after the famous Peter Barker, will win race number 5. Warren Kennedy on board for Gavin Smith in the colours of the Hollywood Syndicate nominee Anthony Delpeche. Son of Wally Hall, 4-time winner from 17 starts, bred by Wilkebos Drift. And Maritz Fontaine takes his earnings to past 200,000 rand. He's had to fight off 7 Homer Fidget, who followed Bhakka the whole way and will be behind Bhakka at the line. Bhakka makes it in race number 5. Homer Fidget gave it his all in second, but just fell short. Bhakka wins. Second, number 7, Homer Fidget. Third, number 9, Lotus King. From the back of the field, then came Imperious Duke. Never really a factor. 2793, Corsage, Super Noir. Then came At the Opera. And King's Fort was never travelling all that well. So Bhakka's towards the right-hand side. Just gradually made ground from the halfway stage of the race to get on the front foot as they came for home. Then he picked up the lead from Corsage, who led most of the way and faded. And like I said, Homer Fidget followed Bhakka's every move and stayed behind Bhakka the whole way. That's race number 5 on today's card.
Well, Bhakka gets the best of them all here, and certainly well deserved. He ran into a lot of trouble last time out with not getting weighed that well and a bump at 300 out, which is pretty bad time to take a bit of a bump, but things have gone plain sailing for him, and is in the winner's box here. And Warren, well ridden. Off air, we just got time to touch on the fact that there wasn't much pace in the race, and it did play into his hands.
Most definitely, he's not the quickest away. His gate speed isn't that great, but there was no pace, and no one really wanted to take it on, so it gave him time to find himself and sort of just see what was unfolding in front of me. And there was no pace. I just allowed him to use his action and slide up into second place. Dean told me some critical information just before I jumped on him, that he travels well in his races, and when you ask him, it's a bit of a flat spot and then finds himself which says to me, Nadine, he wants to be a horse that doesn't really want to be on the bit. He don't want to be holding on to him. So that flat spot, you can sort of miss it by allowing him to just do his thing and keep him in rhythm and build all the way, which I did with him today. As he looked to take the bit, I allowed him to stretch more and more and more.
Yes.
600 out, he wanted to go. I allowed him to do that, and as a result, when I asked him, he gave me the kick, and he was full of running, ready to go when I asked him. So that won him the race. Good win in the end. Big thanks to Gav as usual.
Yeah.
The whole team at home. Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Good win from him because he did get the challenge late, so he held on. Well done.
Yeah, look, he had to do it a little bit harder when he wanted to go 600 out. I allowed him to, Nadine, probably a bit early with that weight on his back, and he was floundering the last bit. The second horse was coming. But I had a word with Richard after the race, and Richard said, it might have looked like he was coming, but he had run out of steam as well. So it was a good win for this horse in the end.
It certainly was. Well
Thanks,
done.
Nate.
Dean standing by next up to have a chat with me once again, and fantastic to have a winner for your sponsors.
Yes, Nate, it was a great win. I think another top ride by Warren. It was a good ride. He timed it to perfection. And well done to Devon Effer, Owen Effer, and Anthony Delpeche.
I'm sure they'll be really chuffed with this. It was none of his own doing last time out. A whole lot of bad luck really caught him out, and it's good to see him be able to get back on track.
Yes, Nate, he pinged the gates, he had a clear on, and it was a good win from him.
It certainly was.
Well done to the Hollywood Syndicate and to Hollywood for sponsoring us.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
There you go, hearing from Dean again, and always good to have a winner for the sponsors here. And Bhakka, gelding by Wiley Hall, comes through to record his 4th career victory. Always fascinating to chat with the jocks after and hear the breakdown, and you realize how much thought goes into these races and how quickly they have to think and assess situations as well. So certainly a great job done here once again by jockey Warren Kennedy.